You are listening to I Survived the Wild Outdoors podcast, where real outdoors men and women share their heroic tales of survival. I'm your host, Brad Mathewson, and this is their story. My special guest today is former Marine Scott Renner, who hails from the Hoosier state of Indiana. Scott has a deep passion for everything outdoors, and each spring and fall, he lends his expertise by guiding our military veterans on turkey and deer hunts. This past November had Scott on an out-of-state deer hunt in Missouri. He had no idea his trophy buck he would harvest would come close to ending his life. Can you tell me what happened that day, Scott?
Well, this is the fourth year I've been to Missouri deer hunting with a bunch of friends, and we hunt in north central Missouri.
Okay.
It's a great place. It's got a lot of deer. You always see a ton of deer. So we hung our stands on Thursday. Didn't hunt. We hunted Friday evening, and then seen a lot of deer. Hunted Saturday morning, seen a lot of deer. Hunted Saturday evening, and about 5 o'clock, I had a decent 10-pointer chase a doe in. I shot him. Thought I hit him back a little bit. So I waited till almost dark, got down and went back to the cabin where everybody's at. We ate dinner. Got side by sides about 10 o'clock and thought we'll go back and find him just so the coyotes didn't eat him.
Yep. So
we get down to where he's at, pick up the blood, and really didn't go 100 yards. And that's where he was laying there. He was dead when I got out of the tree. I just didn't think he was. My shot was better than I thought. But it's better to be safe than sorry.
Yep.
So we flipped him over. We end up gutting him, put the tag on him. Me and a buddy was getting ready to throw him in the back of the side-by-side. And when we picked him up, he went through the creek, so his hocks were all wet, his legs were wet. When he did, he slipped, and we ended up knocking the tailgate off the side-by-side. When I did, I fell forward, and I think my buddy still had the horns up. And when I fell, I ran the G2 in my left eye socket.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. I broke my orbital bone, broke my nose, and it actually punctured the first layer of the gel coat on your brain. Instantly, my eye went slam shut. So I couldn't see out of it, and I fell on all fours after I pulled off the tine. And the blood, my right eye was open, and the blood it was horrible. I mean, any kind of brain or, head injury bleeds bad. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And where it broke my nose, that left side of my nostril was gushing. The nose was gushing. Everybody's kind of just running around in chaos. Mike Johnson, a good friend of mine, had a brown jersey glove in his pocket. Whether it was clean or not, I do not know. But he shoved that glove up in that hole to get the bleeding to stop. I got pretty weak. I thought, well, I've lost enough blood. I thought, well, I'm going to pass out, guys. I just told him, I said, I'm going to pass out, I think. I said, we need to get me out of here and get to the hospital. Because I honestly sat there on all fours and thought, well, you've done a lot of stupid stuff in your life, but this one might take your life with it.
Yep.
And I didn't know if I was going to get out of the woods or not. We got in the side-by-side. We drove it down in the woods. Casey was driving out, hit a stump. I thought he broke the side-by-side. He was trying to hurry. Then he hit a ditch and about flipped us over. And I thought, well, I'm not going to get out. I'm going to die the other way. But we got out, got to the top, drove back to the cabin across the pastures. Got back. I went in and literally pulled the sweatshirt off that had blood all over, the camo sweatshirt, took my Sika pants off, had sweatpants under them, put my Hey Dudes on and another sweatshirt, and away we went. We went to Kirksville, Missouri Hospital. It's not a trauma center by any means. I mean, it's a hospital, and they did what they could do. But the doctor pretty much, as soon as I got in there and he got to look, and he said, we're going to fly you to Missouri U in Columbia. Wow. And I was like, okay, cool. I get a helicopter ride. And they give me some pain meds to help, because it was, on the way there, it took us a little over an hour to get there. And I was just grinding my teeth. I didn't know what to do. It hurt. So I tried to text my wife, which was not a good idea.
No.
10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and she's already in bed at home. But so we get there. The doc's sending me you're going to fly me. Well, Then he comes back and he said, we got to take you by bus because it's raining. The helicopter can't fly. So we had an hour and a half ambulance ride to Columbia, which they kept me pretty pain-free. You know, we talked, and it wasn't a horrible trip. And when they got me there, they had a trauma team waiting. They were cutting stuff off. They took my shoes off. I didn't have to cut my hay dudes off. And then I took my pants off, and they're like, well, we're cutting your shirt off. We're not pulling it over your face. I was like, okay. So they cut my shirt off and got me all hooked up on monitors and everything. And the doctor come in, and they cleaned me up a little bit and ran me straight into a CT. Well, after they CT'd, they said, the neurosurgeon is coming. He's got to see you. We might have to do surgery on your brain to get that brain bleed to stop. And I was like, oh, no.
Wow.
Yeah, that really hit home. It scared me. You know, I thought, man, what in the world is going on? So, you know, we just kind of went with it. So I finally got a hold of my wife, and she's like, what did you do? And I told her the story. And she's like, well, I'm coming out now. And I said, well, you don't need to drive out here at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning by yourself.
No.
So a good buddy of mine's a fireman here at home. Brian Bailey is a great guy. I called him, and he said, don't worry about it. Me and Erica will just go pick her up here, and we'll get the kids taken care of. So somebody come over to hang out with his children while he brought my wife all the way to Columbia, Missouri, which I'm guessing 6-hour drive roughly. And which is, I mean, I can't thank the guy enough. It's just, I can't repay him for that. He's just a good friend. But so they brought her out, and the doctors were filling her all in. Spent 5 nights, 6 days at the hospital. They finally released me to come home. They said, you're doing pretty good. The neurosurgeon wanted me to check up with the doctor here as soon as I got home, and I called from out there and got it set up, and it was like 4-day wait, whatever. By that time, because my whole eye was black, my forehead was black, my nose was black, my cheek was black, and by that time, it had already cleared up to where you could just barely see the stitches, you know, the knot where the time went in, because it created a knot there.
Yep.
Which really didn't affect me. They weren't sure if I was going to lose my eyesight, and they said, well, I think you're going to be okay, but you need to go see an optometrist. You need to, do this, do that. So that was another call I made while I was in Missouri. Well, so they released us. My wife is bringing me home. They give me a bunch of pain meds. I do not like pain meds, so I don't take them until I'm really in pain. So it's kind of a dumb move because you're already past the point of them really helping you.
Yep.
But we got home. I went and seen the optometrist first. He did a bunch of scans of my eye, pressure tested, 20/20 vision. It did not affect my eyesight at all. Got super lucky.
That's awesome.
Went to the doctor 2 days later, and he's like, oh, my God, you look like good. He goes, I seen, the picture. Someone showed me a picture of you, and he goes, I figured your whole face would still be black and blue. I was like, no, it healed. I mean, if you didn't know, you wouldn't know that I had that injury 10 days earlier.
Yep.
It healed so fast, which is great. I mean, I can't believe it did. And it still gives me, I get headaches on that side, especially if I sit in the tree stand here opening day of our gun season, and just the scanning left and right. And I hunted about 1 o'clock, and I usually hunt all day. And I text my wife, and I was like, hey, I'm getting down. My head is busting. I'm ready to go home. And so she got down. We went home, and I didn't hunt that evening just because I had to take Excedrin migraines like candy. But other than that, I mean, the only thing the doctors out there said is you're very lucky, because a 1/4 inch deeper or a 1/4 inch left, you'd have been blind or dead. So I guess I live my life by quarters instead of inches. But other than that, I mean, I've healed up pretty good. It's just a freak accident. I mean, honestly, now though, like we have shed antlers and European mounts all over the house, and the grandkids play with them, whatever. I don't care. But now I put them all up just because one of the grandkids running through the house with a little 8-point shed or something and falls on it. It scares me now.
Yep.
And I'm not saying everybody's got to do that. I'm just saying I did that, but I had a pretty bad experience. So, and it was nobody's fault. I mean, it just something that happened. But and my thing is just don't take anything for granted. Live life while you got it, because I thought I was done. But other than that, I've healed up.
Yes. So when you went in and had to go in and see the neurosurgeon, I mean, what did they end up doing to you?
Well, I ended up having in 4 days, I had 6 CT scans, because I kept on CT scan 3 or 4, I can't remember. He's like, that brain bleed is healing. It's they could see it on the CT.
Oh, so you actually had a brain bleed.
Yes, the brain. I had a brain bleed. It poked enough that it bled. Which of course my friends just said it didn't hurt a thing, but they said that. Yeah, that's the part that scared me. I mean, I didn't want to be blind either, but I can live with one eye. But that the brain injury is what really scared me.
Were they worried about your brain swelling or pressure? You always hear that pressure on the brain, and then they end up having to usually actually bore into your head and to try to relieve that pressure.
Right, and that's what they thought they might have to do. And I think that's why that neurosurgeon said, you are just one of the luckiest people that he said, you need to go buy a lottery ticket, because you got out of this one pretty easy. And that's, so when he said that, and I mean, guy knows what he's talking about, so that scared me a little bit too, just thinking about it. But you can't dwell on it, I guess. Now I'm just ready to go.
Yeah, all that for just loading up a buck.
Yeah.
Something simple, and you thought you'd be celebrating, shooting a big buck, and just like that, just next thing you know, you're in the hospital. Yeah,
and the G2 was sharp. I mean, it was a solid point, but I don't know. I never dreamed it could have happened. But I'm a 250-pound guy falling forward, trying to catch myself, and I didn't quite make it.
Yeah. So how far did they figure it went in?
They honestly did not say, so I don't know. The tine was probably 10 inches long on the G2, so it didn't go all the way, obviously. I'm going to say 3 or 4 inches, maybe, at the most.
Okay.
But it went in from the left eye, then it went across the sinus cavity, and then punctured the brain on the right side. So it didn't puncture the left side. So it had to go fairly deep to get, I'm guessing, 4 inches.
Oh, so it went in
maybe 5.
So you kind of landed to the side, so it went across your face and in. Okay, I was picturing it going straight in. Wow.
Yeah, and I think that's probably what saved my eye, that it went that way, because he said a 1/4 inch left, and you'd have torn every optic nerve you could have.
I mean, did it affect your sense of smell, or? No, not at all.
Nothing. I mean, that's what I mean. I have no side effects. From the brain, the headaches are still there a little. I noticed, the other day, I went bow hunting, and I sat for 5 hours, and I was starting to get a headache when I got down, but that could just be a headache. I mean.
Okay, so how many days has it been since the accident now?
The accident was on November 4th.
November 4th.
So it's been 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. This will be the 5th week.
Wow.
Tomorrow's the fifth week.
5 weeks.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm actually up and moving and going coyote hunting. So.
Yeah, when you think of a brain injury or brain bleeding, wow, I think brain surgery and you're in the hospital for a number of weeks.
Yeah, and that's the crazy part is just, and if you look at me now, you cannot see a thing. I mean, they did a great job. He sewed it up great, the hole, and the hole was probably as big as your index finger. I mean, maybe a little bit fatter than that, but.
Yeah, and you think about it. You think about infection from a dirty glove or just a buck's tine rubbing on anything and everything. And
that was my biggest fear. And the neurosurgeon, I asked him about that, and he told me, he said, "Well, you bled a lot, correct?" And I said, "Yes, I bled a lot. I got actually weak. I thought I'm going to pass out." He's like, "Well, you bled so much, more than likely it flushed everything out."
Okay.
okay. He said, no, if you have, any kind of symptom of it didn't, you need to go to the doctor ASAP. But I've never had, everything's good to go.
Did they end up having to do like a blood transfusion and give you blood or anything, or?
They did not. They did not give me blood. The worst part of the whole deal is they wouldn't let me drink anything for like 2 days.
Okay. Oh, really? No liquids. Oh, that's
None.
weird.
I couldn't have anything to eat, anything to drink, and they didn't have me on a regular IV.
Oh, really?
So they had no drip. So I was dehydrated, and I think that's what made me. I got kind of sick that third day, and I was like, "Look, I got to have something to drink. You guys are killing me."
Yeah.
And
sure.
They did. Sleeping was kind of rough. You can't sleep on that side of your face for a week or two. 2 weeks probably. I'd wake up middle of the night, I roll over on it or something. But yeah, it's healed up pretty great.
So looking back at that day, is there anything you think you could have done differently, or you think it's just a total freak accident and
I think it's just a freak accident.
Just freak accident.
We've all loaded deer that anybody that's deer hunting, killed deer. You throw them in the truck, you throw them in the side by side, you're dragging them. And it's just a freak accident.
Yeah, you always think about the tie-ins. I actually did a podcast with a guy about a month ago, and he went to retrieve his buck. He was another big guy, about 280-pound guy, and he slipped. He was in a ravine, and he slipped and fell down on a buck's antler, and it punctured through his calf and up behind his knee and hit one of the main arteries in there. Well, luckily, this guy had been he's been training to be an EMT, and luckily he knew enough to put a tourniquet on his leg and control that tourniquet enough between that and his Boy Scout training. And right. that saved his life for sure. But yeah,
I've seen other accidents. A buddy of mine, the knife slipped as he was gutting the deer, and it cut his hand, his opposite hand to the bone. So we literally had to wrap him up, take him to ER, and get him stitches. But we actually left the deer in the woods and just took him, and then come back and got it after we got done. But just a freak accident. You just never know.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I always take it for granted. Everybody that does it, it's like, I've done this 50 times. I don't have to worry about it.
That's right.
But I guess, and maybe I'm just singing to the choir. I don't know if it's happened to me, but I'm a little more cautious now.
No, it's not a bad thing. And yeah, good thing you had good buddies along with you to get you off to the ER quick, and definitely someone up above was looking after you that night for sure. Otherwise, who knows? Another quarter inch punctures your brain, and we're not here talking tonight.
Exactly. And that's the great thing is just, there's a reason he didn't let me go nowhere. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll figure it out.
He has bigger plans for you, apparently.
Somewhere. I hope.
No, I appreciate you coming on tonight, Scott, and sharing your story with everybody.
Yeah, just be careful. Have fun.
Yeah, have fun, and it's like I said, it's I don't want to say people get complacent, but you kind of used to doing the same thing all the time, and just kind of a way of life, and just the simplest things sometimes can end up killing you.
Yep, exactly.
All right, Scott. Well, thank you very much.
All right, brother. I appreciate the time, and it's great talking with you.
All right, you too. If there's one thing we can all learn from Scott's story, is accidents happen, and sometimes it doesn't matter how routine the activity is. They happen fast, and it's usually the smallest detail that causes a problem. But fully enjoying the journey is walking that fine line of life and death. I think Fred Bear said it best. Immerse yourself in the outdoor experience, and it will cleanse your soul and make you a better person. I encourage every outdoorsman to seek your local Wounded Heroes or Wounded Warriors project and volunteer your hunting or fishing skills to those who served our great country. The Wounded Warrior Program is the official U.S. program that assists and advocates for severely wounded, ill, and injured soldiers, veterans, and their families, wherever they are located, regardless of military status. The program strives to foster the smooth recovery of wounded warriors as they recover from battle-related injuries. Aside from helping soldiers recover from physical wounds, they also work to help soldiers recover from psychological stress that often accompanies a combat-related injury. One way they accomplish this is with the Wounded Warrior Hunt. I want everyone out there to please stay safe and enjoy all that Mother Nature has to offer. If you like what you heard today, click the subscribe button to hear more upcoming stories. If you or someone you know have a survival story you'd like to share, contact me at isurvivethewildoutdoors@gmail.com.